little bit.
Good morning and welcome to episode 49 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, February 20th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark's got a hodgepodge in the coffee, sports, politics, art, and islands.
Right? You said it. You said it, sir. Yeah.
That's quite a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
Right there. I guess unless you're on Epstein's island and you're an athlete.
Right. There are some crossovers, but there's something for everyone, I think. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I've got some incredible scientific news on deck. I think it's really going to blow you guys away. Pat's got a shooting in the hole, so...
Yeah, you're gonna be. I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad about it. Some little piece of shit from Philadelphia that went and did some fucked up shit, and I'm gonna be just kind of venting them on this piece of shit.
Yeah, well, it's appropriate to go in that slot, the hole, then, because that's where this guy is, I guess.
He's in the hole for life.
Yeah, forever.
He's an a-hole.
Yeah,
big time.
Huge. And Wes has Tiger Woods back to offending women in the caboose. Classic Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it is classic Tiger, isn't it?
Man, yeah.
This is
you guys watched the tournament, right? It was like the Tiger and whoever was winning the show.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's the way
it always is.
It's just pretty great. Yeah.
Tiger's being not treating
he's
women
26th
with
place.
respect.
Yeah. But he's long off the tee, and he's getting clicks. So
Yeah.
That's right.
Happy Lundi Gras, which is the last good day to party before Lent, since Mardi Gras ends at midnight. So, fun fact.
Happy Lundi Gras.
That is a fun
Fat
fact.
Monday.
Fat Monday.
I'm having a fat Monday.
It's the last good one to party before Lent. And Lent is actually kind of like the Catholic Church's version of the Fat-A-Thon. A little bit.
That's true. Very much so. Yeah, they do it it's their Fat-A-Thon for sure.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the Fat-A-Thon, it has officially begun at patreon.com/hardfactor. So if you want to join us to lose weight, to get ready for Fat Boy Summer, which kicks off on Memorial Day, obviously. And also if you want to get weekly bonus podcasts like the Hive Hour, Florida Man Friday, and get in the official group chat, our Discord server, you can do that all at patreon.com/hardfactor. Do it with us.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Wes is cheating. He's weighing in kilograms, so it looks like he's really skinny.
Yeah, well, I needed it.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm
gonna start weighing in kilograms too.
It really makes you feel better.
I got sick last night on some food poisoning shit.
Oh, well then.
You lucky dog. Did you weigh in before?
Dude, no, because there was. I mean, I was gonna bring my scale, but I forgot to bring it because we were at a hotel.
Didn't read the benefits then.
But I woke up looking. Woke up looking real fat, even though I.
Oh, that's depressing.
Even though I puked
got
4
sick
times
and you're
last
not
night.
liking the way.
You wouldn't know that I had food poisoning.
You wouldn't know, bro.
That's tough.
I'm such an idiot, man.
Does it look like I had food? I know it doesn't. I know.
What do you think
But
did
I
it?
did.
I mean, I'll tell you exactly what did it, Wes. It was the seafood special, which I know not to eat. I know not to eat the seafood special, but it was in ravioli form. Ooh, so I figured
delicious.
It didn't even register to me like don't eat seafood that's on special.
Yeah. I got some.
All day
Dungeness
wanted to
crabs
call
on
them.
special.
It was crab. It was crab ravioli. I wanted to call them all day. Really, what I wanted to do was record me vomiting. I didn't have the foresight, and then send it to compliments of the chef.
Compliments to the chef.
Listen, to
that is a not compliment to the chef. I like that. That would.
I know.
Can you
You'd
do
have to get
video
some
Yelp
numbers,
reviews?
though. Yeah,
Dude, I
don't
mean,
know if you
I
can.
don't want to do a Yelp review because look, people fuck up. I don't want to hurt someone's
Yeah.
business. I want to hurt the chef specifically.
Yeah,
So
you
you
want
can
the
reply-
chef to know. Yeah.
You can reply to Reels now with photos and GIFs. So
Yeah.
if
I
they
bet he's got a
post
Twitter.
Reels-
Me vomiting.
yeah, if he's got a Twitter, you can reply with a video.
It was the place they shot. Remember in Rocky when he's at the restaurant, Rocky 1 and 2. He's eating at a restaurant
Yeah,
throughout
sort of,
the movie.
yeah.
It is that restaurant.
Yeah, you should be like, you leave a review. It's a meal that sticks with you for a while.
a little
They
too
sing
nice for that
opera.
to be going on, huh?
They sing opera at this restaurant. Every 20 minutes, you got to stop what the fuck you're doing and just listen to the waiters sing 4 minutes of opera.
Maybe they should
While your stomach's bubbling.
focus on washing their hands more than setting up the opera.
Agreed.
Keeping the crab at 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right. You guys want to do some news?
Very upsetting.
You want to do some
Yeah,
news?
Didn't have
do it?
sex last night. I'll tell you that much.
Oh no, no
Not
one
with all
really
that
has
going
sex
on.
during
Neither
food
did I,
poisoning.
don't worry
Oh,
about it.
come on.
Well, you know when you got a new kid and you
I
guys
was
try to have a
fine.
date. You try to have a date. You know. You were fine.
He's saying he didn't have sex and he was fine.
Yeah, and nothing was wrong with me except I was just me.
Yeah.
No sex for you, huh?
All right, let's do the news.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
First up, a joke of the day. And this one comes from Tom M., who's in here a few times. It says, "My boss said to me, 'You're the worst train conductor we ever had. How many derailments have you had this year?' And the guy goes, 'I'm not sure. It's hard to keep track.'" You know, get it? It's
good.
Yeah, get it. And the reason
Strong
I did that,
joke.
the reason I did that is because it leads right into the first story today. Lots of train derailments, as we've covered, which is why that joke plays. Right. The worst, of course, being in East Palestine, Ohio. Right. Mm-hmm. Everyone's familiar with
They say
right.
Well, hey, let's get this right out of the
pronounce
way.
it
More German.
Palestine,
right?
how they say it over
Palestine,
there, is how it's supposed to be
Palestine.
said.
Yeah.
But Whitey's couldn't deal with it being called Palestine, so they said,
Yeah.
it's Stain.
Hate
gotta be
Jews,
different, yeah.
Palestine. Probably hate Jews, Palestine.
Hate Jews, Palestine.
No, Palestine.
No, because
Hate Jews or really hate Jews? Is that what
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bomb Jews, Palestine.
yeah.
That's
Just,
where
just dislike
Adrian
Jews,
Peterson's
Palestine.
from. Adrian Peterson's Palestine, Texas. Stein.
Yeah, so.
But they
more-
say Palestine in Texas, right?
No, they say Palestine.
They do in Texas and Ohio.
What you call it?
What'd you
fuck
call it?
What you call it?
What'd you
but
call
yeah,
where I'm from?
Obviously, that was the worst one by far. The chemicals that they decided to burn off. Everyone is definitely hoping for the best in the people of East Palestine, right? And the surrounding areas. But good news is they are in good hands, probably. They're certainly in big hands. Mitts, ham hocks. As I'd like you to see, please take a look at the mayor of East Palestine, Ohio, Trent R. Conway, on the right there.
Jesus.
He's got prescription shoes. He's so fat.
And
I mean,
jeans.
holy fat boy summer. Can we try to get
Definitely
him on the
some-
pod?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should. Those are definitely some wides, I think.
I don't know. I think he's a 6X. I think
There's
he's
a
a 6 or
Jinkos.
7X.
I think he could get in a 4X. Maybe.
You think so?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
That's a five. That's a 5X and some wide, double
that's a
wide
5X.
shoes. I
Ship
think.
him a 5X fat
Is
boy
that the
summer
iPhone?
shirt.
Is that the
will.
iPhone Max?
Yes.
Yeah, we need to get him. We definitely need to get him.
Is that a
some Fat Boy
TV
Summer
in his hands?
I mean, it's impressive to be a mayor at that size. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive to do anything at that size.
I mean, he's governing a town.
I mean, if he's still alive, that's a good sign for everyone else in that
Do
town,
I
you know?
do I burst the bubble a little bit, or should we just leave it at that picture? Because there are
Is
other
it forced
pictures.
perspective? That's some
Yeah,
forced perspective.
Yeah,
it's
here's a picture of him next to a woman who's probably not 7 feet tall, right?
damn.
So he's normal height,
He's
and he
still
also
a big boy, though.
yeah he's
Put
probably
the other
like-
one back up. Put the
he's
other one
probably-
back
Also,
up.
look.
He looks
also,
like he looks like he's 6'10", 600, 700 pounds here. This is more like 5'10", 400.
I like
Put
how
the
he's
other
like
one
us.
back up.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not afraid. He's not afraid to rock the pink either. He was wearing a
No.
pink stripe polo. in the
You
next
could
one,
put
so.
2 or 3 of the ladies that's standing in front of him in that one picture inside him.
No, I know. Look, this person has
Just
got to
stuff
be.
him in.
This person's got to be almost a little person.
That lady's like a Keebler elf. That old
Yes.
old woman
Yeah.
talking to him.
She's like tops out at 5 feet. Plus, this lady might have heels. I think he's like 6 foot even.
The height,
get him on the pod.
girth.
Yeah,
girth
what's
is
the
his
first
strength,
question?
Not height.
Yeah. How tall are you?
Yeah, what size shirt you wear? How many X's?
Dimensions. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't we soften him up first before just going
No.
top and
No, because we
straight?
could be. We're big boys too. We can be like 3X here, you know, or whatever. Like it's more of a relation thing, and then we want to get him a shirt. The first thing we want to do is ask him how the people are doing, and if we can get him a shirt that fits.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
He's look, I'm gonna be honest with you, probably not.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of interviews recently, though, and he said they have been feverishly working on a cleanup effort for the past few weeks. Trent is hanging in there and trying to make the town safer, which is a very valiant Fat Boy Summer type attitude, if you ask me. Hopefully, things will get better in East Palestine. I mean,
Also
I like,
difficult
I like
to
their
do,
odds with
you know,
this
when
guy.
they leak 1,000,000+ pounds of toxic chemicals into the ground, right?
No,
in
how
town.
dare they?
That's
Trent
a difficult spot for him to be in.
Trent
yeah.
should just beat up whoever did it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here I was getting free coffee and free meals all over town. Now I got to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Actually, that Mark's got an idea. They should just sit down anybody who could be considered like culpable for this and just make them get in a room with Trent, and then he just gets. they have to sit there and deal with the altercation or whatever.
I have a
happens.
feel that's punishment enough. Like I think he would get his way with them. Pretty awesome that Trent exists, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the pod. More bad news. Let's just get right through it. Right, it's not bad news that the mayor of East Palestine is a brick shithouse and potential Fat Boy Summer mascot. Just the whole chemical thing, right? That's the bad news.
That's
I mean, he's the size of 1.5 refrigerators.
He's a big boy. The more bad news. 39th president of the United States of America, Jimmy Carter, is finally going to die for real this time after all the fake ones and stuff. At
probably
the
had
age
about
of
a dozen fakes.
I mean, at least, right? At the age of 98, as he has entered full-time hospice care and will no longer be, getting hospital help, and they're throwing in the towel. He's going home to die, right? 98's a hell of a run, though. Hell of a run.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Oldest president, man.
Oldest living president for sure. He's got a lot of records.
Was he the one to live the longest too?
Here
if
is
he, if he passes at 98.
Here
Yeah,
is a- in a-
94 was
This
the
is
last
just
one.
a mean picture. I feel like any
Bush won.
picture from a good camera of someone over 95 is like mean.
I think he looks
I don't
good.
think so.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looks
the
He
good.
98
looks good.
If you
For
if you look like that at
98, yeah.
98, yeah.
Hell yeah, for 98. He
Okay.
can smile. That's fucking amazing.
I mean, it's because he knows death is coming.
Well,
he's
sure,
getting pumped full
but
of
you've
drugs.
known that, dude. Once you cross the 95 threshold, you've known that for a long time. Like
I
you
don't
know,
know. I
You
think
joke about it every day.
less
Right,
pictures,
yeah,
less
it's-
pictures of people in their late 90s is my.
You don't want
motto.
that picture like on an easel at his funeral, but
That's what people do.
no, they'll put up like a picture of him like when
No.
he's in his prime. And his
Yeah, I would
full-
Agreed.
when he was president.
I would hope so.
Agreed.
definitely.
so.
It'll be a POTUS shot. Yeah.
But yes, Pat and Will, he's the longest living former president, both in terms of like current and forever and age. He's also the oldest. He's marriage to his wife Rosalind is also the longest in presidential history. I think she's still alive as well somehow. So they've been married for like 60 something years, 70 years, something like that. So 75, who knows? But anyways, the streaks are about to come to an end. He's about to be dead. R.I.P. to in advance to Jimmy Carter, who had a bad approval rating on the way out, but post presidential career, he's done a ton of charity work and is a very lovable guy.
He founded Habitat for Humanity.
He did,
man.
yes, he did a lot of charity work post presidency. So
And that
Great
motherfucker was out there.
American-
great American.
He was swinging
Nobody's
a hammer
saying
like
he's the #1 president of all time. Basically.
7 years ago.
Better
he was
after
swinging
the
a hammer.
presidency. Good guy. Sometimes, yeah. Going from soon to be dead to dead right now. R.I.P. to Richard Belzer, hilarious, dirty, and sarcastic old school comedian who was also an actor best known for his iconic character, Detective John Munch, who starred in Homicide: Life on the Streets and then went over as the same character, Detective John Munch, to Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
I didn't know
Hilarious
that.
stuff. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an
Isn't that
amazing
cool?
fact.
Yeah, Homicide: Life on the Streets was done by, I believe, I don't know if Dick Wolf was involved in it or not, but
I
it's
know
the guy who
Spielberg
wrote
directed an
the
episode
guy who
of
wrote
it.
for the Baltimore Herald or whatever. There's the guy who did what's the drug story in Baltimore? The HBO drug one in
Wire?
Baltimore.
The Wire.
Yeah, The Wire. That guy also did Homicide: Life on the Streets, which is kind of like a Law and Order show. That's where Detective John Munch and Adrian Brower, both they were partners. The guy who's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and he's famous. They were awesome partner team.
Wow.
So yeah,
He was a
all right.
big coke guy, Belzer. Belzer was a
Oh,
notorious
yeah.
coke guy.
He loved drugs and he loved telling dirty jokes and he was a funny dude. I'm not sure what he died of at the age of 78, but he was
Doing
found
a bunch of coke in the 70s.
probably.
Well,
yeah, he
Or
caught up
maybe
to him.
even now. What about today?
It could be, but he was found in his, I don't know how you pronounce this, Beauzouls in southwest France. I probably totally butchered that. He was in his nice ass house in the southwest of France, had a great view, and his last words, we do know what they were. Belzer stuck to the script to the very end, and he said, "Fuck you, motherfucker," as he was dying.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, his good friend and scriptwriter said he was just he did a hilarious send off, and he said, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
For serious, you're not joking about that.
His last 3 words
That's
were
awesome.
"Fuck you, motherfucker,"
That's awesome.
and then he died.
One of the coolest ways to go.
Yeah,
That's sick, dude.
that's awesome. Classic Belzer. All right, let's do a quick sports recap from the weekend.
That'd be haunting if you were the guy that he said it to, though. You know.
No, not even
but
your
he's
bud.
your buddy. You know he's fucking around. In this case, it's his longtime friend. If it was just a random person, yes,
Yeah.
Wes, very haunting.
It was because his buddy was like, buddy. His buddy was probably being emotional. He was probably like, man, are you? This is tough. Are you okay? And he's like, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
A funnier send off would have been like even like purposely
Eat a
lie.
dick, you bitch.
No, if he said I fucked your wife and then died, but he was.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that
that
would've
would have really.
That wouldn't have been funny.
That would have been funny.
Well, I mean,
And then he
Not
winks.
funny.
And then he winks, so you don't know if
The
he's.
wink would have been good.
Yeah.
But then you'd always been thinking, was that a wink,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
honey?
yeah,
Yeah.
Let me see your phone.
That would have been funny.
that would haunt them for sure. That
Yeah.
one. That would.
I love the guy, but was he serious? Quick sports recap from the weekend. But Jimmy Carter loves sports, by the way. I think he was at the first ever baseball game in the 1800s. The XFL reboot. Yeah, the XFL rebooted. The Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson version, the third XFL version, had its first weekend this weekend, and it was electric. Sort of.
Again.
Sort of.
Kinda.
Kind of.
Was it the same where you could just like hear the sideline like chatter and stuff, like the coaches were mic'd up and all that kind of stuff?
I didn't catch it. I looked at the scores and I saw some live updates, like the Brahma scoring a touchdown and stuff, but I didn't watch any of it.
Are they rock themed teams? Hilarious.
The one is, yeah. The Vegas Vipers defeated the Arlington Renegades 22-20 after coming back from a 14-3 halftime deficit. And you know what they say, a 10-point halftime lead is the most dangerous lead in football, even if the other team's quarterback had his ankle re-injured right before half. Still, most dangerous lead. In other games, the Houston Roughnecks beat the brakes off the Orlando Guardians 33-12. Wasn't even a competition. And then 4 other teams played as well.
12?
Yeah.
How do you get? Okay.
I don't know. The Brahmas game was 15-12 in the fourth quarter.
4 field goals.
Yeah, look up XFL scores. Yeah, I guess a
I
lot
bet
of
there
field
was a
goals.
safety.
Probably a few safeties and a couple field goals. But I will say this: the team in San Antonio is called the Brahmas, San Antonio Brahmas, for the Brahma Bull, the Rock's wrestling nickname, and an actual type of bull. And I say, Wes, we should go to a game.
Yeah, let's go.
San
They
Antonio
played at
Brahmas.
the Alamo Dome.
Definitely go.
Yes, they play at the. Well, they play all over. They play one in Houston, one in Fort Worth, but the majority of their home games are in the Alamo Dome. So it's kind of like a road show. They play, I think, 4 games at the Alamo Dome. They played this week at the Alamo Dome, and they play in like 3 weeks at the Alamo Dome. And tickets, like nice tickets, are like $40.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys should go. I would go to
Yeah.
an XFL game so fast, but there's no
Yeah.
teams around me. That's awesome. You guys should definitely go.
We should go. So yeah, we will go. Also in sports, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won the Daytona 500 after 7 cautions and several wrecks, pushed the race into overtime. I turned it on because it was like, it should have been over, and like right before the show, right before now. I turned it on, I was watching it. They're like, we're in overtime. And I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? They're on like lap 207 out of 200 because every time there's a wreck, like that lap may not count, right? Like they have to do another lap. So
So it's like extra time in soccer.
It's
'cause there
time
is an
past
end.
dinner time.
exactly. So instead of 200 laps, they did like 208 laps in this race.
Right.
And then in the overtime, they like, because they restart you, they like put you in whatever.
Right, yeah,
whatever
you have
position
to
you're on,
re-go,
and then
like
you
it's-
re-go. So they were re-going in overtime. And the 8th caution flag came out because there was a huge wreck with Pastrana and a bunch of other people. And so at that point, NASCAR can make a decision at any point, like they're down to only a few cars. It's been going on too long. They can decide. There was like 1.5 or 2 laps to go. They decided that this 8th caution would end it. And whoever was in first place when they put up the flag, when the wreck happened, won. That was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who came in right as the wreck was happening and nosed out Logano by like 5 inches.
Oh, Slogano.
Yeah, Logano had it, and then he was so pissed afterwards. It was a wild ending. Pretty interesting how that can happen in NASCAR. So I don't know. Maybe I'll start watching more NASCAR. It's pretty cool. You guys into NASCAR?
And also NASCAR,
No,
like
tried.
I don't watch it, but I do love to watch drivers fight each other or
Oh,
try
yeah.
to fight each other.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
helmets on, it's great.
With their
It's
pee-soaked
great.
suits, in their pee-soaked suits. 'cause
They're
you know
so
peeing.
upset when they get
Yeah.
out of that car, man.
The Kate was going to the NASCAR games for a while, and I gave her a pretty firm
NASCAR games?
directive. For the
that
NASCAR
what you call-
competitions. I don't know.
You don't
Races?
like NASCAR.
Yeah, the NASCAR match, of course.
Matches. the competition.
Yeah.
I was telling her, I said, your directive is to befriend a driver or a driver's wife so that we can get invited to that place where they all hang out in North Carolina. Like, so every NASCAR driver pretty much lives on this one lake in North Carolina.
Right. Yeah. It's like
It's called Lake Testosterone.
And they have just all the sickest boats, dude.
Oh yeah.
all the toys.
And they got the hottest ladies. The Monster Girls are hanging out there.
yeah.
I just want to go and be on that
drinks,
lake. Yeah.
That lake.
Fake
would be
tits. Yep.
But she failed.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's. I think of when I think of NASCAR, I feel like Talladega Nights is more of a documentary than a comedy film. Like,
For sure.
Ricky
I like to
Stenhouse
imagine it
Jr.
that
just
way,
won.
at least.
Yeah, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is like definitely like a character. I saw his post interview. He's definitely like a character from Talladega Nights. Afterwards, the announcers were like, "This is probably going to be a pretty good celebration. It's Ricky. We all know Ricky." And then he climbed the rafters and started doing pull-ups off the rafters. Like,
Oh, nice.
No, he did not.
yes, he did, because his car ran out of gas. So instead of doing a victory lap, he went up and like climbed the wire fence and started doing pull-ups to the crowd.
You guys know Ricky. He's got
Yeah.
a serious alcohol problem.
Yeah, Ricky's going to do a shitload of coke. He's generous with the coke sharing. I'd get in that to that party. You won't have to pay for a thing. Yeah.
Here, look at this guy. Will, tell me you're not right.
Ricky Stenhouse.
They pulled him out of the car.
That was
he's
right
loving
before
it.
he did the pull-ups, yeah.
Ricky Stenhouse. Oh, man.
Pretty good stuff. Okay, quick update on the UFOs that the U.S. shot down last weekend. I guess there were 3 of them besides the spy balloon. The U.S. and Canada have officially called off the search for the debris of the 3 UFOs they shot down that weren't the Chinese spy balloons. They said, you know what? We're done looking for them.
Don't need it.
These are the ones that Biden said would probably belong to private companies, if you remember.
Well, I don't think he specified private companies or what, because I think he knew already who they belonged to.
One of them's pretty good.
Yep. No more search, no more news than that. Wait, the Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, which is a hobbyist nerd group. Did you hear that?
Man's club.
The Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, a hobbyist nerd group out of Illinois, thinks that their $12 weather balloon could be one of the objects shot out of the sky by $1 billion plane with $1 million missile. This is the one that was in the Yukon territory that made the big news.
Yeah. No, it Mark, it's almost not could be. It is pretty much
Right.
their balloon.
Right, I've got
How
some
big
stats
was
on it. Not big, Wes. They are.
$12 big.
It was $12 worth.
$12.
Not big.
Hobbyist balloon made by a group of people who like to. It was a ham radio transmitter, I believe, and
Yes.
and so.
Yeah, but they were being extremely irresponsible flying in like a commercial airline.
It looked like this, Wes. That
no, you
plastic
just-
bag.
It's a
No,
fucking weather balloon, Wes.
It looked like that.
They weren't. It's just a science
so-
project.
That's what they said that's why they shut it down was because it was in commercial airline.
Yeah, that's what they
It's a
said because they
science
shot down a hobbyist weather balloon. That's what they said.
Yeah.
you know.
They are either way. It's hilarious. They are
They would
a.
have done that if it wasn't.
Yeah,
Wes,
they would.
dude, they were distracting from the
the whole
Ohio
point of
train
the-
derailment.
I don't
The whole
think you
point
need,
of the joke.
I don't think you need to have.
Or was it Nord Stream?
I don't think you need to have 2 giant governments
Well,
have
either one of the
secret
two.
meetings and then send their F-22s out to shoot down this thing if they knew what it was. I think it was a mistake. They are.
No, it wasn't a mistake. They just needed something to do. He even said, Biden
no,
said he
no,
got
I'm saying-
consulted with Trudeau
I don't
about
think
it.
they knew. I don't think they knew it was a
I think it
weather
was a
balloon.
mistake, too.
I think they said that they had this new radar. They were overreacting to the Chinese spy balloons, so they got trigger happy and they shot down a very not threatening thing. So yes, they are a ham radio and high altitude ballooning group. Basically, what they do is they put balloons in the air and then they set up amateur radio stations. That's what ham radioing is. And they just communicate with people because they're lonely. And they claim their balloon was over Alaska at 39,143 feet on February 10th when they last officially tracked
That's
this
about
location.
how high planes fly, so pretty stupid.
And then
height? What?
Wes is-
39,000 feet.
Wes thinks it's
They
cool
fly
that the
that's
government shot this out
10,000
of the
feet
air.
above where planes fly, I think.
Yeah. And then
no.
on February
30,000
11th, when it
feet,
was
right?
shot out of the air, they said that it was traveling to the Yukon.
Too high for a fucking plane, a balloon that could go into a plane's engine.
36,000 feet. They fly
you go.
36,000 feet.
Okay, so
pretty
3,000
stupid.
feet
4,000
above where
feet
planes
over.
Oh well,
are.
that's big. That's
Two-
I mean,
242,000
Fine
feet.
then. They didn't have to
10%.
cross 36,000 feet to get there.
It's 10% over. Yeah, but how quickly did it cross it? So quickly.
Yeah, really quickly.
Look, I'm just saying.
Hey, Darren, It happened.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Wait, so
Last thing
Wes
I
is-
want is to
Wes
die
is
in a
with the-
fucking weather balloon accident.
Wes is with the Pentagon. He thinks they should
Yes.
smoke weather balloons with
No, I don't think
fucking
idiots. I don't think the
F-22s.
fucking bottle cap morons
With
should be
F-22.
flying weather balloons at 36,000 feet. That's what I'm saying.
Well, maybe
Wait,
not.
you say the big corporations
Tell
own the
them no.
skies, Wes?
No, I'm saying I don't want to die in a fucking plane crash because the bottleneck idiots have
These are Uncle Sam's skies, bitch. Get your fucking weather balloons out of here.
You're gonna take
that's
that
what I'm
away.
saying,
You're
Will.
gonna take that away from those nerds.
Yeah,
Look,
because I don't want
Have
to
it,
die.
man.
yeah. Let them have it. Look, it sounds to me like two
Fuck their weather balloons.
large
They're smoking their
governments.
weather balloons, bro.
It sounds to me
Fly
like
'em lower.
Trudeau and Biden and like generals were on secret calls, being like, "What is this thing? We got to shoot it out of the air." And then they spent, over $1 million in fuel and missiles to shoot this $12 balloon out of the sky from a group of these guys,
Yeah. Yep.
the nerdiest people on earth. Pulled one over on the U.S. and Canadian governments.
I don't know if they even pulled one over. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
technically, by default, I don't think they thought this in their wildest dreams
No.
this would happen. But
They were trigger happy because the Chinese spy balloon, and they
exactly, they
fucked
were
up-
shooting
they fucked up
everything
these
without
poor guys'
asking.
balloons.
Yes, they did. They fucked them up. Speaking of balloons, something interesting finally happened in an art gallery. Someone ignored the "Don't touch the artwork" sign during an exclusive VIP only opening night of Art Wynwood, a contemporary art fair held annually in Miami, Florida. I think that's where Elon Musk fucked his friend's wife. They caught him on the jet last year at this thing, and that's why they knew that he fucked Sebastian. or
Sergey
so-and-so,
Brin?
Sergey's wife, yeah. Yep. So this lady ignored the sign and touched this rare and expensive Jeff Koons dog balloon sculpture.
I know that
which
piece of
seen
art. That
that,
thing's
yeah.
tight.
Yeah, well, now it looks like this after she touched it because it
No
fell.
fucking way.
It fell and shattered into 7,000
shit.
pieces.
Describe this thing first.
Okay,
off. Just-
so it's like
yeah.
it looks exactly like a perfect dog balloon that a clown makes, a blue with the tail with a
Yeah,
knot.
balloon animal.
It's a balloon animal of a dog, and it's a very good one. But it's actually just a larger scale ceramic statue.
20 feet tall.
It's a ceramic statue.
Right. It's like it's all the ears are approaching the bottom of the second story of the museum.
It's made of like a type of glass, like an ornament. It looks like it's like a Christmas ornament style glass. So this lady, apparently, according to local Miami artist Stephen Gamson, he said some old lady, he was admiring the statue, and some old lady walked up, tapped it, and it fell off its pedestal, landed on the ground, and crashed into 7,000 pieces.
I mean, that thing's worth over $1 million, probably.
Easily
Nah,
over $1 million.
$50,000.
That's it.
Oh, really?
Man, we should.
That's a famous statue from a famous artist.
Can't put a price on art, bro.
I think he did replicas, like a smaller scale. So that you see the size of this break. It's more like this one might be the 20-foot one, but the one that he was doing in Art Wynwood, he did a collection of 799 art balloon animals of different colors,
so
same
it's
size.
not like
so
a
she
one-
knocked over
a
one. Now they're
only.
down to 798. So this poor Jeff Koons bastard's only going to make $39,900,000 now off of these balloon
So,
animals.
why haven't we seen the footage? Because there's got to be. This is the greatest video of all time.
Apparently, it was just everyone shrieked and then went over and stared at it on the ground
They
for
don't
20
want
minutes.
to. Yeah, they don't want to embarrass this old lady.
Ooh, was this art though? Was this art?
A lot. So a lot of people, Pat, thought that it was a Banksy style exhibition, and they were very confused. And then people started to realize the horrors. And they interviewed the woman who's anonymous, and they said she was very, very embarrassed. She knocked over and destroyed the $50,000 statue, and she wanted to disappear afterwards. Which, of course, no shit. But to Pat's point, this thing first of all is insured, and the guy's going to make $40 million off the other 798. But people have already been inquiring, and they're trying to buy the shattered pieces of glass. So this shattered, destroyed statue is now turned into a more
why I
valuable
can't
piece of
stand
art.
the art world.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Now this is the most valuable one, the one that's destroyed.
It's
you gonna do,
better.
put it in a
it's better
bowl and-
investment.
Yeah, I bought the
Better
destroyed one.
investment than real estate.
No, it's like the NFTs of the real world.
People get a little
That's-
too cute in the art world.
That's art dealing.
I'll take the broken one.
I mean, maybe they'll get someone to glue it back together. That'd be sick.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to overpay for glass shards.
Why can't
Jesus
you just? I
Christ.
would rather just buy like one of those things from the guy, like original, right?
Okay, so
Then
one of
it's
the
cool.
massive
You can
orange
put it up.
ones he did. That's the famous one. It sold for $58 million.
Yeah, these
One
are smaller ones. Yeah.
in 2013.
I thought she broke one of those. Jesus.
That was a one of a kind.
Yeah. He made 800 of these.
He was
fucking
good at
things.
those balloon animals, wasn't he?
He's great.
Apparently.
He's a really
He's
good
good at
artist.
those balloon animals.
He is. He's damn
So
good.
what? So
He's
basically,
like
Damn
a
good
clown.
at him, Wes.
how does
He's a
he
very
make that
talented
art?
clown.
He just like molds a ceramic balloon animal, and then
Who fucking knows?
there he goes.
They're tight,
$30
dude.
billion.
Yeah, he just drops a balloon in like a vat of ceramic. And
He's
then
like, well, that worked.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah, it worked.
59 million.
Million.
Thousand? Did I say?
an
I,
asshole.
I meant million.
Million.
This is why the art world, I can't even begin to wrap my head around it.
It's pretty ridiculous.
It's a better
frustrating
investment
every
than real
time you
estate.
talk about
I'm
it.
telling you, man.
I would have liked to
Yeah.
have been. The only time I would ever want to be in an art museum, though, is when that lady's knocking over the statues.
Oh yeah, look at those things.
Yeah.
I disagree about the better investment than real estate on the art, personally. But
Oh, last year it was. That's what I'm saying.
It's just because-
there's
yeah,
data.
sometimes it just depends.
It's just because
but-
there's so many psychos willing to
Overall.
buy it. But anyways, that takes us to
The cream of the crop!
and today's top story is good news for island enthusiasts. Good news
Hey, I'm
for
listening.
Hive Island.
Okay.
And good news for the Japanese, for Japan. It turns out that after checking again, Japan just realized that they have 7,000 more islands floating around than they previously thought.
Oh, good.
Yeah, here I was thinking the Japanese were good at math. 7,000. Someone forgot to carry the one, right? Well, this is why stereotyping is in general, though, is bad, right? Like, for example, I've been telling everyone I meet for years at dinner parties that the Japanese are good at math as an icebreaker. And now this story breaks, and I'm the asshole.
Right.
They can't
You know
even
something
count
about
their
the
own island.
Japanese?
By 7,000.
Yeah, now I look like an idiot because
These are other people's islands, aren't they, Mark?
No, they're Japan. So what happened was back in 1987, some state officials from the Japanese Coast Guard did like an official count of islands. They're like, all right, let's do this. And they did it by hand using crude old tools and resources. So that what they would do is like they saw groups of islands and they're like, that looks like one, even though it was like four. And then they like weren't counting certain islands that were like near lakes and rivers because like those are sandbanks. Where they just did a really lazy, horrible job by hand, and they got tired after 6,852, which is what they came up with. And here I am telling everyone I've met in the past 20 years that they're hard workers. And so no, they're lazy. They didn't even.
This is tough to hear.
Yeah.
So wait, are these
The lack
available?
of effort and a lack of math skills led to this situation.
That's correct, Will. And here I've been telling people
Not a lot of honor.
that the Japanese, are hardworking, good mathematicians. I was wrong. Don't stereotype people. So I guess what happened was people were complaining recently, and they're like, the 6,852 number seems low. It looks like just whenever I'm flying over Japan, there's more than that. And they were right. So they did an official count with actual like technology, and they counted all the
Satellite
islands.
imagery.
Yeah,
So they could have done this at any point since like the 80s or 90s.
that's
right?
correct.
When
That's correct. They just
Mark,
went with
what
a
a-
shitty handwritten number.
What does this mean for us?
Well, here's what it means, Pat. Now that they have double the amount of islands, I got to think they would be willing to sell some. And if not, here's the good news. Just think about all the islands around the world being underreported. If the fucking Japanese got it wrong, do you think the Polynesians are counting correctly? Do you think the locals in the Caribbean and in South America nailed it on their island count? There's no fucking chance.
Does Poland have any islands?
Yeah, the Norwegian islands, the Scandinavian islands. You think those giant whale-killing idiots counted every single one? No. So there's
way.
so many islands out there that have just not even officially been reported. No one knows they exist. We should
right,
probably
Mark.
just go claim one.
Another good lesson in this is that the better cameras get, the more like we're so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like everything that we had assumed.
You
Humans.
mean, when
in
you say
general.
us, you mean
Humans.
the Japanese?
Humans.
No, the mankind. Mankind.
Japanese are in there.
Everything that we had assumed, like about anything that we hadn't had a clear picture of before, it automatically gets tossed out the window.
Oh no,
as
the
soon as we
Earth
get a
is
clear
exactly
picture
like
of
that picture where it's this layer of crust, this layer of crust.
Right.
There's no giant bubbles of bubbles of water and little like.
As soon as you get a clear
forests
picture of it, humans are completely like.
We have no
it's
idea what's
it's a
going on in the
revelation.
oceans.
We're like,
We have
oh
no
yeah,
idea what's
that
going
makes
on in
sense.
the- yeah.
We thought that. Yeah.
You know, I always thought it was fishy because they're smaller than us, therefore probably have smaller brains than us. I always thought something was off there.
What with the fish?
No Japanese.
He's talking about the Japanese.
The
bro.
Japanese.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you were right.
Yeah, you know who the
Right.
smartest guy in the world is the mayor of East Palestine, Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that guy's brain is huge.
He's huge. It's got to be.
Oh,
Yeah, something was off.
anyways, I'm wearing my Nakatomi I feel like I could.
I
make
can
one
see
of
That's a
those.
good
Claus.
shirt.
We should go there, man. We can go there. It's the Fox accounting offices.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
My
Love
girlfriend
Japan.
had-
Just having a little fun because the math stereotype. But that is today's cup of coffee, fellas. Islands everywhere.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Yeah.
Love it.
And just like Mark had a discovery to close up the coffee there, we're going to have more discoveries in this next couple stories. And it's a segment I'm going to call Science Ceases to Amaze, because it really doesn't. Like I was saying, like we get new pictures. It's usually from scientists, and then it just completely blows everybody's minds. And maybe it's not always pictures, whether it's some guy cooking up COVID in Wuhan in a lab, or another guy cooking up the atomic bomb in the USA, or maybe another guy or woman does it. It's everybody can do this, cooking up a cure for cancer anywhere in the world. Science is an amazing study, and it gives us wild results all the time. Today is no different. We're going to be looking at the fields of paleontology and astronomy today. And first up in paleontology, an ancient Sumerian pub was discovered.
That's cool.
So 5,000-year-old pub, fellas. The discovery was made in Langa, southern Iraq, by an archaeology team from the University of Pennsylvania, University of Pisa, Italy. They're like combined digging there in Iraq. And at the dig site, which I just showed you guys a picture of, archaeologists unearthed remains of a refrigeration system to keep the beers
Hell yeah.
cold, kitchen utensils, such as like serving, utensils and bowls, and an oven for cooking, benches for eating, and tablets, like probably that they had like menus on and shit. So they also found fish bones, animal bones, bowls, beer, food. That's what they were serving. It was
They were smoking weed in there?
a pub. I don't know if they smoked weed in ancient Sumeria, but it's a pub for sure. So
Time
maybe
period is this?
5,000 years ago.
Long time ago.
Jesus.
5,000 years ago.
Before Christ.
Right. Oh, 5,000, like 3,000 before Christ, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But when Christ got out there, they got rid of that shit.
I'll have a
think
cold
they
one.
still-
I had a long day of beheading people.
They switched from beer to wine, I think. Because
Killed 3 wives today. I need a
Yeah,
cold one.
yeah, exactly.
I only have 12
I
left.
brought one of her heads. She always liked this pub.
Well, to afford the pub, you wouldn't have been a peasant. So you may,
Drink
you may
up,
have,
honey. Watch
you
this.
may have been
This
an
is very funny.
executioner. Yeah.
Watch this.
No, sit right next to her head. It's fine.
Yeah, watch this. I
She
put the
doesn't
beer in
mind.
her mouth. Oh, yeah. She loves beer. Isn't that right, honey? Watch. I love beer. What, you see what I did with her mouth?
It's like the original potato gag with Charlie Chaplin.
That would have been a dark pub
Yeah.
had they been doing something.
Well, they didn't have
Maybe
lights.
They were.
Well.
Don't know much about ancient Sumeria, but I do know this. Here's a fun fact about them. It was more common to drink beer than water in ancient Sumeria.
Damn.
So
That's pretty.
was safer,
That's,
yeah.
that's a common trait
that makes sense.
across most countries up until the Dark Ages.
well,
and
right, but
beyond.
you wouldn't have thought that 5,000 years ago, right? 5,000 years ago, probably a little bit more advanced than people thought. And they even found a tablet in a nearby temple with a beer recipe on it. So
That's cool. Wow.
I think
That's cool.
Can they read it?
They had a menu.
Yeah,
they-
they read
they-
it
they-
Sanskrit or whatever.
They created a
Miller
bunch
Lite.
of shit. It says here that they invented writing, the plow, law codes, and literature, and so they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Iraq was, probably what the first civilizations, right?
The cradle of.
Yeah.
It's one of the.
the
suspected
Fertile
cradles.
Crescent.
Yeah.
Fertile Crescent is what they called it. It's just wild. It pushes pub history back, basically. I don't think anybody thought that you could have just popped into the pub 5,000 years ago for a snack and a beer.
way.
Like
Do they have quizzes in there? Will trivia?
what's that?
Trivia? Was there trivia? Any?
Probably.
I hope so. I mean Sumerian trivia.
The win goes to the headless wives.
Oh, I'm so happy! I can't believe I won. What's this? What's this? You drink? You drink?
Oh, she loves gift cards.
I'm gonna have a drink because I'm very happy that I won.
It was about
We got a
farming.
tower over here.
As Pat pointed out, the Fertile Crescent was actually farmland back then. It's mostly deserts now in Iraq. So it would have been stocked with delicious treats. Perhaps even you could have gotten some wood grouse with your beers if they ranged as far as Iraq back then. I don't know if you guys know wood grouse. It's also known as the cock of the woods or the western
Fucking that person's
capercaillie.
head?
Holy
Yeah.
crap, that's a big bird.
Bigger than a pheasant, smaller than a turkey. Kind of looks like a giant
Significantly
pigeon.
more aggressive than
Yeah, it
both.
does.
And
Yeah,
it's got
yeah.
bright
Giant
red
pigeon.
eyes.
I'm showing you guys of one trying to fuck a Russian guy's head on silent right now, just so you can get a feel of the wood grouse. And
Who's he talking to?
Will, did you know about this bird?
I
Bird
didn't,
handler?
I didn't before I saw it on my Instagram timeline, and now I love it. The Western capercaillie, that's spelled very odd. Capercaillie, and yeah,
Smelling
it's
their tattoo.
maybe so, Wes. It is a great bird trying to fuck this Russian guy's head. And if you think about it, back then, because of its range now, maybe if it was colder back in ancient Sumeria and Iraq, they could have been eating this thing, the wood grouse, while they drank their beers.
I bet they were, Will. Yeah.
That bird
Yeah,
looks
it sounds-
fake. It looks
Why
like a
does-
robot bird.
That's pretty
Why
good,
doesn't
right?
he get off the fucking phone and get the bird off him?
Yeah,
I'm
why is
getting
he
fucked by a
squatting
bird.
down?
He's getting the video.
You won't believe this.
That's Russia. Well, it's ancient Sumeria, but I added some Russian wood grouse in there for flavor because I feel like your wood grouse was going to go great with your Sumerian pub.
It's also called the heathercock, Will.
Oh yeah, the heathercock. I got a lot of names. Cock of the woods.
Its penis is getting wet. I think it's going to finish soon. It's okay.
I can feel him about to come.
There's moisture.
Let him finish.
Tired.
It's the respectful thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You very
anyways,
excited you won, honey? Yes, I'm very excited I won.
Oh, hey, give a speech.
I want my wood grouse. That's what she says. She says she wants her wood grouse. Bring it. And so that's the latest paleontology news, guys. That's the latest in paleontology. And now we head over to the field of astronomy, keeping it scientific. Turns out we probably have a ninth and massive planet lurking somewhere in the far reaches of our very own solar system. And I know you guys are thinking, hey, there's 9 planets already, but we've
No, there's
covered
only
it
8, right?
before. There's 8. Sadly,
There were
Pluto was
9.
stripped.
We lost Pluto.
Pluto was stripped of its planethood back in August of 2006, and now it's only considered a dwarf planet along with 8 other known dwarf planets. So Pluto got downgraded. So there's only 8 official planets right now. But did you know that scientists now suspect a 9th and massive planet is lurking on the edge of our solar system? Yeah,
This is
it's-
really Japanese that we didn't figure this out.
That's what I'm
until
saying.
now.
No, it's worse. It's worse. It's like a bigger version of the Japanese islands.
Come on.
Yeah.
Did a Japanese guy, was he in charge of counting this?
They
It's
don't
a
have a
great
space
point,
program,
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah. It was so
is
we
on
knew
us
about
and the Russians.
all the planets. We've known about all the planets since 1846, all the existing planets. And for some reason, we've not figured it out, but because Pluto and these other smaller dwarf planets and other objects are orbiting the sun that far out, basically scientists think there has to be another huge planet on the edge of the solar system. And there's tons of math and science stuff in this. I'm not going to try and explain it to you. Here's the video directly from Caltech about this scientific discovery and the announcement of when they did it.
Covered is that numerous features of the Kuiper Belt, a field of
guy's so
icy
nerdy.
debris beyond the orbit of Neptune, can be understood.
Look at his adult rosacea.
Virgin.
The solar system
A lot of rosacea.
possesses an additional 9th planet that resides well beyond the orbits of the known
He's got a
planets.
shark's tooth around
When
his
we looked
neck.
at the outer solar
That first
system,
dude wouldn't get laid on any
realized
planet.
that while most of the very distant objects, these objects beyond Neptune, beyond Pluto,
Yeah, but
most of
to
these
hear
objects,
him
they all go around the
talk,
sun and they're all sort
is
of
the
pointing
boss,
off
yeah.
in all different directions. But the most distant objects all swing out in one direction in a very strange way that shouldn't happen. And we realized that the only way we could get them to all swing in one direction is if there is a massive planet also very distant in the solar
terrifying.
system, keeping them in
Yeah,
place while
right?
they all go around the sun.
Yeah.
And we started looking
horrifying.
at this and
Visible?
thinking this must be either
No,
a
you'll hear.
coincidence or it's caused by something else. It can't be caused by a planet because that's crazy. There are no planets out there. I went from trying very hard to be skeptical that what we were talking about was true to suddenly thinking, oh, this actually might even be true.
So the object itself likely
Look at the
is
shark's tooth.
more massive than the Earth, probably a little bit less massive than Neptune. It sits right in between that terrestrial to giant.
Some people
icy
say
missed
I
this
look
thing?
a little bit
Yeah.
like
Orbit.
Miles Teller.
Bigger than
Unlike the orbits of
I still
the
am a
known
virgin.
planets, is not nearly circular.
I hung the
charge
shark's
of our
tooth on a
telescope?
puka.
Instead, it is exceptionally wide, 20 times bigger than the orbit of Neptune. The orbital period of the Earth is, of course, 1 year. Right? The orbital period of Jupiter, the big player in our solar system, is about 10 years. The orbital period of this putative 9th planet is 20,000 years.
There are many telescopes on the Earth that actually have a chance of being able to find it. And I think that many people will be inspired to use their telescopes. I'm really hoping that as we announce
Now?
this, people start a worldwide.
The fuck
search
you build a
for
telescope for, you
this ninth
assholes?
planet. And all those people who are
I
mad
don't
that
really
Pluto's
have
no longer a
time
planet
for
can be
dating
thrilled to know
because
that there's
I'm
a real
looking for
planet,
this planet.
out there still to be found.
Yeah.
He was married.
Yeah. So that's what it is. There's a massive planet in the solar system probably that we just haven't seen yet.
So we
because
couldn't find it because
passes,
it was.
It's too big.
it was
Wes.
on its way out. It was
Because it's
20,000
too big.
huge. It's huge, and
Its
it
orbit
goes
is
so far
enormous.
from the
Yeah.
sun. Yeah,
Right,
the
right,
orbit's
right.
enormous. Right. That's right.
We've
So
been finding other planets in other solar systems.
only every 20,000 years or so are we going to get a good look at this thing.
Right.
Oh,
And
And
it's
otherwise,
gonna
we
be-
got to like really
it's
look
gonna
for
look
it hard.
horrifying. It's gonna
Yeah.
be. It's gonna be a goddamn nightmare.
Is this Planet X that
That
everyone's
is
talking-
Planet X, Wes. Yeah, it's
be,
Planet
yeah.
X. Okay. Yeah. So my money is on the Subaru telescope finding it, of course, as you guys saw. That's one of the favorites of Caltech.
I don't
You
even.
have, you have a Subaru.
Well, I do, and I support the Subaru telescope.
I don't
because
even
of
think
that.
we should look for it, to be honest.
I don't know. It's one of those things. Do you want to see it? Do you
No.
want to find out
No.
what's on Planet X?
No.
Well, I think
So-
it gets, doesn't it look like it gets really close to the sun, so I think it doesn't have any chance of life. It look like
Oh yeah.
But Wes, what if it has hostile
it's-
aliens on it, dude?
or
It
it's
only
got
comes around
aliens that-
20,000
Red
years,
dwarfs.
every
Or it's
20,000.
got fireproof aliens, Wes.
yeah, maybe.
Could be hostile aliens on this thing. Well, I don't know. I think, Wes, you're probably right. It's probably got nothing. It's probably just some rock in the middle of nowhere. But speaking of hostile aliens, if you want to shoot some with us, I made a Hardo Hive clan in the Destiny game for anybody who wants to play with me and other
Jeez,
listeners.
that
in there.
virgin in the video probably is on your
Yep,
team.
he probably Puka Shell Sharktooth guy. Come and join us. It's patreon.com/hard factor. If you want to get in the official podcast group chat in the Discord server, which is what finally got me to re-download Destiny at some of the listeners' suggestion. Also got me to buy Red Dead Redemption 2. Enjoyed the hell out of that game. And
Yeah,
Pat
the video
also
game
helped with that.
chat, the video game thread in the Discord's bumping.
It's bumping. So they've got us playing great games since we fired it up 2 years ago, and now just made the Destiny clan. If you want to shoot hostile aliens with us,
Do you think
Hell
that,
yeah.
that NASA purposely doesn't hire dwarfs because there's so much dwarf talk going on in there? Like, it would be awkward. You know what I mean?
Yes, Wes. Yes.
Yeah, like we can't hire you. I'm sorry. It's
a
gonna
red.
be awkward.
It's a red Craig.
Wes,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
could you imagine in 2006?
People busting his balls in the office. Red
Everything is going the opposite way of that, right? Like,
yeah.
they in 2006 they introduced dwarf planets right when they're trying to move away from all that talk, right, Wes? And
I know it's fucking weird, right? Yeah.
it's crazy. Like they're going backwards in
Like
astronomy.
Craig.
Hey, we found Craig's planet.
Greg, you're gonna go home, buddy.
Oh no, yeah, every time. And there's 9 of them now. These dwarf planets in the solar system. So Craig's just getting his balls busted
I think
constantly.
you're onto something, Wes.
Yeah, there's no way they hired dwarfs at NASA.
No.
So you're saying this planet has Craigism?
Yes.
No way. It's
They're
too
always
awkward.
constantly printing out pictures of a red dwarf and saying Greg's home, Craig's house.
I hope there is a little person named Craig in the office. He's a brilliant scientist.
He's so mad right now.
All right, guys. I'm a little bit pissed off, honestly. I'm fucking pissed off today. I was in Philadelphia last night, woke up after having food poisoning, and Kate told me about a horrible situation that happened around Temple University. I don't know much about Philadelphia, but I know that Temple University apparently is a rough area. And Kate said that a shooting occurred and a cop got killed. He got shot in the head.
Terrible.
In the fucking head.
In the head, Temple University officer. And I was thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, he said it was a rough area. What happened? And then I did a little digging. First, I'm going to show you a photograph. And that's Miles Pfeffer right there, 18-year-old Miles Pfeffer. He's holding up, I counted,
Stacks.
it's $600, which is not even an entire rack.
Okay. Is it 20s or 100s?
Those are 20s.
Okay.
But are they
And the,
stacks of
It's
20s?
got to
or
be
what?
more than $600.
Each stack is $2,000 of 20s.
Guys, the copy, which you can't see, says racks on racks on racks. Miles is sitting on his basketball goal that he has at his house in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Buckingham Township. Which if
Would
you know
someone
anything
hold
about
up
Pennsylvania,
$600 like that? I don't think they would.
No, if
don't
they're
think you
if they're stacks of 20s, it would be $2,000 each. So it'd be
Just
12,000.
depends if they're
Yeah, yeah,
banded
yeah.
or not.
If they're banded or not. Yeah.
if you can't see closely, it's less than $800.
He's doing
Yeah, so it's not even banded.
He's
It's
doing
just
the- he's
20s
doing-
fanned out.
He's doing the king. Yeah, he's doing the kingpin where he's got the hundreds on top, but there's ones in the middle.
He's doing it again here. This is
My
18-year-old
cousin
Miles
Vinny.
Pfeffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a 20 on top and then a bunch of ones in the middle.
Yep.
So the Pfeffer effect, his Instagram, he posted, this is in November, work smart, not hard, make stupid decisions, face stupid consequences. And he's holding up about $1,000 in 20s.
Yeah.
And if you look real closely, there's a Ruger pistol in his waistband right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Bro.
Now,
Flexing.
Miles, guys, he grew up on the mean streets, the hard streets. I mean, you won't believe how rough it was for Miles growing up at Boxley Farm.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, that's a nice house. That's
Yeah,
a really
it's a
nice house.
It's $1 million home.
Yeah.
Oh,
There-
wow.
It's like,
he
it's like
lives-
3 houses.
He's a
That's
rich
beautiful.
guy. He's a rich kid.
I'd say so. Will.
Beautiful
Yeah.
home.
That's
Would
his,
you
that's
say
his
he's a rich
family's
kid?
home. Like he didn't live there with a bunch of people.
It's an
No, he
estate.
lives there with his family because he's 18. It's
Wow.
it's a wedding event venue. There's
Yeah.
him being arrested by federal marshals.
Okay.
Miles had it really tough. This is the pond that he would stare at and think about how rough and hard his life
Yeah,
was.
he could go fishing by
Right.
himself every
That-
day. At
The
home.
stocked pond just for him.
This is the rough living room that he contemplated the weight of the world with his chocolate Labrador. And
It's a king's
gigantic
fireplace.
Yeah.
fireplace.
Looks like it looks like there were slaves in this place. It's
Yeah.
It's like it's,
At one time.
There's some
Yeah.
separate stairwells in this house.
yeah.
At one
Yeah,
time
big
there
time.
probably was.
Well, Miles Pfeffer, 18 years old, makes stupid decisions, suffers stupid consequences, is suffering stupid consequences after he shot and killed police officer Christopher Fitzgerald, who's a father and a husband.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
this really pissed
this
me off,
kid.
man. This really fucking
Fuck
pissed me
this little
off.
shithead. What the fuck is he doing shooting a cop in the head?
Here's what
An
happened.
argument or something?
No, man, are you kidding me? He robbed a fucking convenience store. He robbed a
What?
convenience store.
Why is he robbing people? He's a millionaire.
He's a millionaire. Well, he's gonna be when his dad dies. Maybe you should have killed your dad, who's a really shitty parent who didn't notice that in November you posted a fucking photograph on your public Instagram with a Ruger pistol in your goddamn waistband. You piece of shit that owns Boxley Farms. You're so focused on your fucking wedding event venue that you weren't grabbing your kid and sending him where the fuck you needed to send him, so he didn't
Well,
kill
some
some.
people
It
don't-
is time
some-
consuming to own a wedding venue, Pat.
I know.
It's hard work.
Yeah, and some people don't. Some people are so pro gun that they wouldn't see that as a red flag, which is when a
Well,
kid's that young, they should.
Will pair it with
This guy's a
the
worse father than
fanned-
Andy Reid. Oh,
Pair it with the fanned money. Pair it with the fanned money, and it doesn't matter what kind of father you are or how pro gun you are. You got to fucking take this kid out. So here's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was other signs too at home, right? Well,
Big
I
time.
guess-
Oh,
I guess
and he was
probably wasn't
arrested
paying
previously.
attention.
He was arrested previously. There's another mugshot from maybe when he was 17. So Christopher Fitzgerald was overheard on the radio saying that he was in a foot pursuit. He's a Temple police officer, convenience store right off the Temple University campus, 1700 block of Montgomery Avenue.
and he shot his way out of it.
So yeah, he started chasing the kid. It's all on video surveillance. The kid was in all black, going westbound on Montgomery, and the officer catches up to the kid east of 18th Street, and they get into a struggle.
Okay.
And he tells the kid to get on the ground, and then the kid grabs his gun and shoots Fitzgerald in the head, and then stands over him and fires several more shots into his face and head,
Whoa.
What?
and then goes through his pockets and takes the officer's gun.
Damn, this is like a not your first time kind of kill.
Yep.
Or he's just a
Uh-huh.
fucking nutbag in general. And
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he's a nutbag, but
He didn't
And then
panic.
he-
and, like,
hopefully
run
it was
back.
his
Yeah,
first
he-
time since they got him.
And then he jacked a car. You can overhear him saying, "Give me the keys or I'll fucking kill you." Takes a car. Apparently, the kid's brother was with him when the officer Fitzgerald tried to stop him. As one of the witnesses who saw and heard what happened, I think his brother turned him in.
oh, that's sad.
Good.
It's a good story to start.
I'm sorry. I'm just pissed off at this fucking kid, man. It really it hit me. It shocked me.
Well, it checked all the marks for Pat to be furious. Privilege, showing off on social media.
Yeah.
And then, dead cop. So I
I
understand.
don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a GoFundMe.
I don't
for
like it.
Officer Fitzgerald. They're looking to get $100,000 to mostly, I don't know, look after his kid.
Are they,
Yeah, that's horrible.
Are they 1-star reviewing this wedding venue now?
Oh, yeah, the wedding day.
We should
me
look
pull
up
it
the
up
wedding
here.
venue. Yeah, pull it up.
I mean,
sure it is.
earlier his
Son's psycho. The beautiful home, crazy family.
right. His no reviews yet. Be the first to review it.
Oh,
There's got to be
that's
some
terrible.
reviews. We got to like the
So
knot.
maybe it's just a bad business, huh?
Checking the knot.
I
Yep,
wouldn't
there
be
are reviews.
surprised if it was
Yeah.
a bad business.
Nope, no reviews.
No reviews. Wow.
either.
Reviews.
On the knot.
So it's not a very good place anyway.
No.
Okay.
He was
No, they
neglecting the business and his son.
Sounds like great grandfather owned some slaves, and then that's when they got their money. Yeah.
Anyway, rest in
Great,
peace
great.
Yeah, that sucks.
to Christopher Fitzgerald.
Yes, R.I.P.
This fucking piece of shit, man. Fucking loser, man.
They got him though. So way to go, boys in blue, for
Yeah.
back and getting him back, getting him in there.
All right, guys, let's move on. Last story of the day. The golf world was buzzing this weekend. Not only were people buzzing because the Genesis Invitational is held at Riviera Golf Club just outside L.A., and wafts of pot could be smelled everywhere on the golf course, according to Twitter and people at the events, but also because Tiger Woods, who hosts the event, was there playing in his first tournament in over 7 months. Ironically, the Genesis Invitational is where Tiger crashed a Genesis on February 23rd, 2021 at 7
Everybody
a.m.
survived, so it was like good marketing for the
Yeah,
Genesis.
yeah. I mean, the car looked like shit. And just before the Genesis Invitational was supposed to begin, so he's back at he's hosting the tournament. He birdied the first hole of round 1 and carded a 69, which is nice. He finished the tournament tied for 45th, but showed some signs of Tiger along the way, including shooting 4 under in round 3. So he completed number 2 on a young privileged white girl's checklist. Also, the first being to get a heart transplant. The second to meet Tiger Woods. Here's the video. He gave her an autographed glove. And the third is to play Augusta. I wonder what other demands this little girl has. You know?
Wes sent a picture of this in the group chat, and he goes, "Look at this privileged white girl," and like did I go too far emoji?
Anything else you want a grown black person to play with, like that kid in the toy? You know. Anything else we can get you?
Her dad. Imagine how rich her dad is. Rich and
get
connected.
your heart.
She sat on the players' exit of this
Oh
tournament.
yeah, it was right there. Yeah, good for her. I'm glad she got her heart transplant, but pretty funny.
yeah,
By the way, The
of course.
Toy, an amazing movie if you haven't seen it.
Great
But
movie.
I digress. Unfortunately, it wasn't Tiger's play that had many people buzzing. It was another action of Tiger's that had women's rights activists calling him misogynistic and disrespectful to women. And look, this isn't the first time people have called Tiger misogynistic and disrespectful to women. You might remember that he cheated on his wife, his then wife, Elin, with dozens of women, and sent texts that you could literally jerk off to in a pinch if you had to. They were steamy.
Texting buxom porn star Jocelyn James things like, "What turned you on the most? Of course, other than a nice DPing."
Oh no, he got dirty. He got filthy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That was back in the
You like it when Woodsy fucks you?
yeah. I can bring my golf club in there for the other hole, huh?
Yeah. And he disappeared from the golf world for many months following his actions. But guess what? The golf world didn't give a fuck. And they especially didn't give a fuck after he won the Masters in 2019, which is the golf world is the equivalent of Jesus Christ himself holding a press conference and being like, okay, it's time to forgive Tiger. I have, and you should too. When you put on
that
the green
Masters
jacket,
win.
all the sins are washed off you with the green jacket.
Oh, it was everything. It was amazing. It was one of the most amazing moments in sports. I mean, watching somebody go from the depths of where he was to just completely forgiven with the green jacket was incredible.
It was such a turnaround moment. Everyone was kind of like, I hope he runs a train on some porn stars after this.
When did that happen exactly?
So he deserves it.
He deserved that.
He won in 2019. I think everything happened
Probably
in
chokes her a little.
2018, like early 28 Thanksgiving of either 2018 or 2017. What it was, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's your take, right? So like when he came back and won the green jacket, he was old as fuck, right, for golf. But
Well,
then he got
was
in the accident,
44, 43.
which is old. So what's going on now? Where like I was watching the tournament and it was like, it was the top 5 guys. And then it was like, what's Tiger doing in 16th place or 26th place? And then the top 5 guys.
No, so what's going on now is that he's just recovering. He's still got in an accident that almost killed him. The fact that he's even playing is miraculous, and he's actually in good form. Like, I mean, he finished in the top 50 of the tournament, which is, he's out there competing with these dudes again. I mean, Rahm won the tournament, but he's back. He's playing, and if he keeps going the way he's going, he will win another major probably.
Right, he'll get another big win, right?
Yeah,
and like so, yeah, that's just the way golf goes. And at this age, he's not going to hit like every year. He's not going to win a major like all the time.
No,
I don't think he'll ever win another one.
He might win one more.
Well, you think
total.
he's done for good?
I think he'll
I
win
mean,
the
that's what I
Masters one more
think.
time.
I think he's done.
I think he'll win the Masters one more time.
He had a 67 and a 69.
Yeah,
this
no,
weekend.
he played really well overall this weekend.
2 of the 4.
I wouldn't count him out.
So you're saying that he's trending back?
But
Yes,
golfers,
well-
Pat, golfers are good late in life, man. They don't stop being good. Like people can be good, really good at golf, like
Well,
for a long
also,
time.
he's not losing much distance because the point of this story
Right. Yeah. Let me
proves
get to
that
it.
he can. Yeah.
Okay.
It proves that he has the strength and stuff still. Yeah.
I mean, but again, not even to give you perspective on the golf world, 99% of golf fans didn't give a fuck, especially men, when he did all that shit, who really didn't give a fuck to begin with, unless they were racist or in front of their wives when they were asked if they cared if Tiger cheated on his wife. I mean, this is like whatever. So what did he do now? Well, in the first round, Tiger was paired with Justin Thomas, one of his best friends. Justin Thomas is a fantastic golfer. He's 29 years old, and another golfer who people instantly forgave after he dropped a homophobic slur on the green. He dropped the F word. He was calling himself the F word after he missed a putt in 2021.
Nice putt, you F word to himself.
Yeah.
That's kind of inbounds, though. I feel like
It is. It's part.
to call
It's literally.
yourself it.
I mean,
It's literally
you cut
part of the
yourself
golf
down,
world.
right? Yeah. You should be able to use whatever.
Yeah.
to call yourself it.
Nice putt, Craig. He calls
Yeah,
himself a dwarf.
So these two guys are friends. No telling what kind of jokes they tell on the course out there in Jupiter, Florida, when they're alone playing together. I bet some
At the
great ones.
Orchids or whatever. Remember,
Yeah,
he was one of the clients at the rub and tug with. where
Oh,
Robert
they probably
Kraft-
talk about fucking the cart girl and all that shit men talk about on the golf
filthy,
course, right?
Filthy.
So
What do you think it'd be like to fuck the cart girl?
I'll tell you because I did it last night.
No, you did not. Yeah, I did.
I didn't
Woodsy's
even
the king.
I didn't shower afterwards. Take a whiff.
So if you don't know about the game of golf, Justin is much younger than Tiger. He's like almost 20 years younger than Tiger. And in the game of golf, your
He's in
drive,
his prime, you'd say, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Your drive is pretty much the only chance you have at showing off masculinity in golf. It's not like the NFL where you can show off how macho you are on every play. This is golf. So when you outdrive someone, it's basically calling them a little bitch every time. It's saying, "Hey, you weak little bitch. I'm much stronger than you. Look at how far I can drive this little ball, past yours."
I guess you're up first on the second shot.
Classic golf
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, and if you're older like Tiger is by almost 20 years, it's even the effect is doubled. It's like wow, you are a real big little bitch. So they were walking off the tee number 9. Tiger
Biggest little bitch in the
outdrives.
world.
Your steroids aren't as good as mine. Woodsy's steroids are the best.
Tiger outdrives Justin, and then he does this. He hands Justin something, and Justin's like, "What the fuck is this?" And he shakes it out of his hand, and no one really knew what it was until we got a hold. Until we got a hold of the
gotta
close-ups. Yeah. What do you think it was, Will?
A hygiene product.
That's right. It was a fucking tampon. Yeah.
I like
you
how
see-
Thomas got it out of his hand quick. Like, I don't want this. Gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, it was a premeditated joke. He had
Oh,
a
yeah.
tampon in his pocket in case he
Yeah.
outdrove him.
Exactly. Which is kind of weird, but funny.
Yeah.
Bring a
amazing,
prop.
dude.
Yeah,
To
he brought
bring
a
a prop
prop.
is some psycho shit, man.
Yeah.
I know one of these holes I'm going to outdrive this pussy.
Yeah. It means. Yeah, it means
just
you have
hang
a
on to these.
vagina. You're a pussy. You need this because you have a vagina because
That's
you're
to
weak.
burn his
right?
buddy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was a joke between friends. Yeah,
I get it. We would bring a prop somewhere to burn each other.
of course. Yeah.
Look, the reason you bring up the story is because like people are outraged. But again,
Yeah.
we prefaced it with this is Tiger Woods. It's not like
Why are people outraged?
It's not like a feminist,
because,
like a
like-
well-known. It's not like a
Because of what Wes said at the end of it.
It's
yeah.
Tiger Woods. He's texting porn stars about DPing them. Like
This
he's
is golf
getting
culture.
he's getting his wife so mad that she's attacking him with golf clubs.
Whether or not you like it or not, this is part of golf culture. Is
Right.
like
Also,
making fun
it's
of your friends.
Tiger Woods is not a well-known
Sexist insults.
It is. Sorry.
This is not out of bounds for Tiger either.
Augusta. Look at the girl's little sign. The reason it's a big deal is because women still can't, or when
I don't think. I think
2019 they were allowed in.
Yeah, I don't know if they
Just
can be members yet.
recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can. They can walk on. They can walk around and play over there. Anyway, Kara Sugar, she's the CEO
They
of the
can
women's.
they can rake the sand traps.
They can
man.
decorate it.
They have like a certain period of 1 day a week for 3 hours where they can be in the course. Yeah.
Yeah, they can decorate the clubhouse.
You
So
can practice putting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
So why was this? So everyone was outraged, including Kara Sugar, who's the CEO of the Women's Global Empowerment Fund. She said that Woods' gag was misogynistic, tone deaf, straight up disrespectful to women and girls all over the world. And she continued saying,
It's
if
definitely
Woods,
misogynistic.
she's saying
Absolutely. But
Woods
it's
is
Tiger.
insinuating that periods are embarrassing or shameful or a sign of weakness, and she got it all wrong. She wasn't saying periods are a sign of weakness. She was saying vaginas and being a woman are a sign of weakness.
Right.
Right,
So
that's
it goes
why-
deep.
that was
It
when
goes
Tiger
deeper
was-
than a
Yeah,
period.
get it right,
Yeah.
dummy. Yeah, it wasn't periods. It was your vagina he was attacking.
Yeah. It's not just when you're on your period.
The blame goes on Thomas here.
All the time.
He should have palmed it and kept it.
Well, he tried to, and this is the picture.
No, he tossed it. He
Yeah,
tossed
but
it like it
this
was
is-
a booger.
But this is the picture that got them in trouble. Was when Woods actually did it. So
he should have used like a one that didn't say Tampax. Like he should have like
He could have
should've-
just done one that didn't have, like, if he had pulled it from the
logo.
pack, they don't necessarily say it. So that means that Woodsy went to like a bathroom, bought like a single tampon.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, do you think it was his assistant, or do you think he said to his assistant, like, go
Like, I
buy
need
me
a
some
single. I need a
Tampax?
single.
I doubt he
Come on.
bought it.
Or do you think Woodsy went to 7-Eleven before
Woodsy
the
had a
match?
guy. He's like, I got a
Had
great
such a good
gag.
laugh.
Yeah.
Had such a good laugh to himself.
I
He might just keep a bunch in his bag nowadays, just for.
He's got so many ladies around.
It's
For
his
all we
thing.
know, he does this all the time.
You going to start your period? Are you thinking about starting your period?
It
Because
could
if,
be
you-
his move, yeah.
if you are, I got
Anytime
you.
he outdrives you.
Yeah. So then she said, that Woods has a 15-year-old daughter named Sam, and the intended joke does not set a good example for her and
It was
distracts
her.
from how
It was her tampon.
maybe.
Let's be honest, it was. I didn't know that was Sam's tampon. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how much worse can you miss the joke, this lady? Like, you serious with the period talk? No.
I understand that it is 100% misogynistic, but this is coming from Tiger Woods. You got to look at where it's coming from. This
He's
guy's
not going to lose any sponsors.
Okay,
No.
it's
Nobody
also in a
gives a
sport.
fuck.
no one really
Also,
gives a fuck.
also in this sport, they
No one gives a
literally
fuck.
have different colored tees and that are different lengths for the women. So
On length, about length. So
Right,
it's like
about
you drive,
length. It
You drive
literally-
like a woman who has put at a different tee
Right.
box because you don't drive as far
Right.
because you're a woman.
so in this sport,
They understand,
like,
physics.
it actually the joke kind of like, yeah, I
Makes
get that it's sexist, but at the same time,
It's
in this
100%
sport, they have
sexist, but it's
sexist
not
tees.
that big
They
a
have
deal, and it's
sexist
coming
links
from
for the
Tiger
tees.
Woods. So
Right.
come on.
Yeah. I mean, in golf, when you're on the green and you miss a putt short, they call you Alice. They say, "Nice putt, Alice," because Alice is a woman, and you're a little weak
Yeah.
little woman because you couldn't hit your putt hard enough to get it to the hole.
My football
Exactly.
coach, it sounds a lot like football. My football coach in high school had a joke. He would love when somebody wasn't working hard and they were leaning against something. He goes, "Hey, I lean." And then you're like, "What?" I lean against the fucking fence and watch everybody else work hard.
We had a
Burn 'em
soccer
down.
We had a soccer coach in club soccer that used to tell us when we were like 11 if we didn't strike the ball correctly. He goes, "What'd you hit that with your twat?" When we were 11.
Exactly.
Yeah, coaches aren't very funny, but
Hey Borg, did you hit that with your twat?
they're not very creative. He should have given
Well,
her
I have to figure
a
out what
sanitary
twat
napkin.
means, and then I'll let you know.
A maxi pad would have been a funny.
a pad.
A pad.
They would have really got a picture of that.
Michael Johnson, the fucking sprinter, was like, he didn't like. Tiger apologized at a press conference. He knew it was coming. He's like, sorry if it offended anyone. I was joking with my buddy. Give me a fucking break, basically. Michael Johnson was like, he didn't really apologize. I mean, it's ridiculous. It was like the biggest thing of this tournament was Tiger was tampon joke. Give me a fucking break.
It is part of the movement to not call people pussies and like, like the terms that saying women are weaker and stuff like that. I understand that, but again, context. Who did it and what was the context? It's Tiger Woods in a golf tournament. It's not like he did a post where he's like, I think women are weak and you get a tampon.
And luckily,
he's busting his buddy's balls.
And luckily for Tiger, Paige Spiranac, who is like golf's hot woman mascot, came out and tweeted, if anyone tries to cancel Tiger over this, we riot. It's funny. So got the stamp of approval from the hottest chick in golf. So fuck off.
She gets period.
And Tiger goes to Justin Exhall. He goes, you see that Paige Spirac post? You want to DP her?
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck her.
I'm going to fuck her.
There you go. You saw Paige like the joke, huh?
I'm going to fuck her in her ass.
Yeah.
If she's on
Maybe
her.
I got a shot with Paige. Huh?
I mean, that is very funny that Tiger is a big ass fucking guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's very much, I'll put it right in her ass.
How sore?
Woodsie's big old dick right in her ass.
You're not going to be able to sit tomorrow.
You know what'll hurt her the worst? If I fuck her in the ass like a man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He had to clear his head.
From Tiger Woods.
Major competition.
Like a gay man would fuck a gay man.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the world of golf. This is just
So did you watch the tournament? What did the commentators say about that? Or did they not address
I don't think, right?
No, they didn't see it right when it happened. It came out after someone got the photograph and blew
They
it
said
up.
nothing about it, Pat.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about it. They're not gonna,
absolutely.
I didn't watch the whole tournament, but they didn't. I doubt they even brought it up that he made a tampon joke. I mean,
And where did Tiger finish?
he finished tied for 45th, which is
Strong.
which is good for him.
And how much screen time did he get?
A lot.
First.
Yeah, probably number one in screen time for sure. Yeah. So Anyway,
They say they used to do that with Jack Nicklaus. I was talking to Kate's dad. She was like, "Yeah, they used to do that with Nicholas."
Yeah, I mean he's the best. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Well, he's not the best. He's 45th best.
Yeah, but they always do it with the most
Tied.
like
46th.
not in this tournament. He's not.
Yeah.
But that's how golf is. Like they'll show the most. Like they're not necessarily going to focus on just the top crew.
They're-
Like this playing. They're going to focus on the people who get views. people
They're,
who get-
Paige Sarnak's out there.
They are loyal to the older men that have made them money. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Tiger's done a lot for golf.
Yeah, so that's gonna
yeah,
do for
and
the
plus
show.
he stayed with them after the live.
After being offered $1 billion.
Oof,
Yeah.
they owe him.
Well, he's already got $1 billion. So, like,
know.
do you need another?
Yeah, Liv just got got 3 more pretty big names over the weekend. Too.
I don't know. The women over there are pretty dressed up.
Mm-hmm. A lot of clothes.
Way too
right,
many
let's-
clothes.
I do like to fuck an eye.
Here's for a cup of coffee in the big time tomorrow.
Relaxing routine.
Yep.
Double double. Double it up.
There you go.
And
I
that's
got the
gonna do
coffee
it.
tomorrow.
Gonna do it for Hard Factor Day. Hey, we got some new merch, new Fat Boy Summer merch that's gonna drop very soon, probably Friday. I think it's just about ready to go, but we're gonna give it till Friday to drop it. Support the show by buying some of that. Store.hardfactor.com is where you can find it, but we'll put links and announcements all over, especially on the YouTube link and the iTunes link and Spotify, wherever you listen. Leave a 5-star review for the Hive 5 this week on iTunes, or send us one. If you want to do it on Spotify, just rate us 5 stars and then send us your review. Leave a voicemail, 512-270-1480, or at hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. We appreciate it. It makes the High Five a lot more fun. But most importantly, we love you. Have a great fucking day.